welcome to Razor Pop, where we bring you the latest in entertainment and pop culture. I'm Christina.
I'm Choon.
Now, today on Razor Pop, we'll be discussing the Chinese theatre scene in Singapore with our two studio guests today.
But before we go into that, let's very quickly tell you how you can win tickets to the Manic Street Preachers concert next Monday. Now, as you know, rock band Manic Street Preachers are playing at Fort Canning Park on 24th November at 8 p.m. Tickets priced at $95 are available at Sistig.
Now, what the good people of LAMC Productions are giving free tickets to Razor TV viewers. Now, all you have to do is send an email to razortv@sph.com.sg and say, I want tickets. It's that simple. And you could be watching Manic Street Preachers live at Fort Canning Park.
Okay, we're back. Let's begin our discussion on Chinese theatre and its falling attendance rates.
Sadly.
Let's welcome our guests.
Boon Leong.
Boon Leong, theatre correspondent from Leong Zao Bao, as well as Danny Yo, media lecturer at Ngee Poly's Chinese Studies Department. You know him as, probably from his radio DJing
Oh,
days.
my Chinese
Yang
Junwei, yes. Oh, could you tell us, how you both are, related to Chinese theatre?
Yeah, like Boon Leong, other than critiquing theatre, I know you've also written plays as well, right? And your play actually won an award.
That was quite a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, then I suppose my relationship with Chinese theatres is back in days when I start doing script writing and all this stuff, and then obviously what I'm doing now, my jobs actually is in Zhao Bao, and I'm doing all sorts of theatre writings and anything related to theatre. So that's how I very link. I mean, yeah.
For me, first and foremost, I'm a theatre lover. Ever since secondary school, I've been watching theatre a lot, and I attend both Chinese and also English theatre performances. And I started acting in theatre from 1994. So you can calculate and you can roughly guess my age. But then I think I've been more active in theatre since 1997, and it's been about 11 years. I calculated I've been acting in about 17 Chinese theatre productions. And I also do sound design. I recently ventured into script writing and directing, and I'm a board of director for Drama Box. Yeah.
We know that Danny is multi-talented, don't we?
No, just very capable. I try to put my hand in everything. That's all.
Okay, so do you like theatre more than radio, or?
I think it's very different. Radio has always been my first love. It was my first job, and it was the only profession that I've been in for the longest time, more than 14 years. But theatre is somewhat a driving force behind my back. So it's kind of like the passion that fuels my life somewhat. So there is the money matters, where I have to earn an income, and that's where radio came in. But for theatre, I think that kept me breathing and moving and going on from day to day.
The passion.
Yeah, definitely passion. I see fire there.
And Rachel, we have so many passionate people into theatre, but how come the theatre audiences are falling, especially for Chinese theatre?
Yes, the question, a recent forum asked is, what's happened to Chinese theatre? Given our population of majority Chinese, why aren't our people actually attending Chinese theatre more?
And I actually went to the forum, the Chinese Theatre Forum, where Boon Leong was actually one of the speakers. And I have a video to show you about some of the topics brought up in the forum. So let's look at the video first.
What's the state of Chinese theatre today? Is there an appeal to Chinese theatre? Why aren't the audiences going to the Mandarin plays? Now, at a Chinese Theatre Forum held at National Library Board, 4 theatre practitioners come together to discuss the state of Chinese theatre today to shed some light on the issue.
今天华语剧场是不是已经有一个很稳定的主流了？如果有的话，除了天冷柱回来以外，我们是不是就是说还得从其他的角度，比如说，因为这个商业主流啊，它其实也涉及到这个剧场的专业化。就是剧场的整个 industrialization。
天冷将受欢迎，因为梁文福。我们就像刚才青兰所说的，因为80年代到90年代的成长的这些观众，很多都是听梁文福歌曲长大的。如果今天没有梁文福的在店里面没有梁文福的话，我不知道，因为我自己觉得说，可能就号召力就没有这样强了。
主要的还是这个戏本身。 啊，它有怎么样的一种魅力，能够吸引观众？因为他们是19场是吧？19场我知道不是一下子全满的，是逐渐的慢热的，到后面啊就后劲相当足了，制作相当严谨，歌唱的好听。
新加坡的中产阶级是一个很大的这个群体，因为他们有消费能力，有这种艺术的这个消费的需要，要买票进剧场看戏，作为他们的一种消遣生活的方式，所以这个英语这个中产阶级这个部分啊，跟英语剧场或者讲英语这个社群之间这个联系很强，但是跟华语这个讲华语的人。这个并不是那么属于这个中产阶级的社群里面。OK， 如果说讲华语的人也是属于中产阶级里面的一个成员的话，那他们一般上也都讲英语，所以他们要消费的时候要花20块钱或者花30块钱，或者现在不止了，现在可能是50、60块钱去买一张票的话，那他们会买哪一场戏的票呢？他会想要看怎么样的一个 production？我想这个就是很关键的。
Okay, so that was the video. So Danny and Boon Leong, are both of you avid theatre goers?
Yeah, definitely. Sure. I mean, because of my jobs, actually,
yeah, you have to.
I have to. I mean, so you will be surprised that actually there are a lot of shows in Singapore, especially theatre shows. Like there's average about, according to the NAC websites, is about 1,008 shows. 1 year.
1 year.
So imagine like every day you got about 10 shows, and then probably I attend. I think I watch about 40 to 50 productions per year. Yeah, all sorts of theatre productions. So.
What about Jin Wei?
Personally, for me, it's not just local theatre, but when I take trips to Hong Kong and Taiwan, I can actually just go to Hong Kong and Taiwan, just watch a theatre production.
Yeah.
And I remember during my backpacking days when I was in London and New York and Los Angeles, I would actually just line up at the half-price ticket booth, just waiting to get tickets and not going to Big Ben or any of the tourist attractions. So theatre is big for me.
But I would say that the theatre scene there is like very vibrant, and a lot of people support the theatre scene there. There are a lot of avid theatre goers, but in Singapore we don't actually have that kind of environment.
I think it's got to do with the culture and also the choices. So there are 2 C words there for you. One, I think because the society is matured enough, where the audience can actually choose according to their own likes and dislikes. So there are also different groups. It's very vibrant. I think one main reason is because the society and the government itself supports the kind of very alive theatre scene.
Yes.
And I think it's beneficial in many ways.
I do think that there's a scene change a lot. I mean, that like you say, like 10 years ago, probably the shows like in theatre shows, like it's not so many. But then now, 10 years later, we can see, like as I said, like 1,008 shows per day. I mean, per year. So it's increasing quite a big numbers actually.
The production
proportion English versus Chinese.
Yeah, that's an interesting question actually, because during the forums we were discussing about. One question was raised that what we call actually a Chinese theatre. Does it mean that as long as they speak Chinese, that's called Chinese theatre, or you say like because nowadays there's actually, strictly speaking, there's not actually a Chinese theatre because we are bilingual, or we are multilingual, and then even our so-called TCS Channel 8 shows is sometimes with Hokkien, with Malay, English and all this, and then does it consider as a Chinese shows or no? So that's an interesting question to raise about,
Now, on that note about being bilingual, right? I know both of you are effectively bilingual, and I would consider both of you like the middle class of the society, as Siren was talking about just now. So if you have a choice, right, would you go to the English theatre or the Chinese theatre?
I think it's different mindsets.
Yes.
For example, when we're talking about the figures, I would actually also compare the number of full-time English theatre companies versus the number of full-time Chinese theatre companies. In Singapore, we know that there is Shijian, there is Xiju there's also Haiyan Dengren, which is not producing as many productions, and also Toy Factory, which is doing both English and Chinese. I think the mindset is when I want to watch an English theatre production, I would expect it to have very high production value. On the other hand, most people would see Chinese theatre as something that tugs at your heart. So it might be the issues, it might be a theatre company that I feel affiliated with. But I feel that Chinese audience ought to have a change of mindset where not everything has to be free. you actually have to pay a price to get something of quality and also to get something out of the whole theatre experience. Yeah.
I think to me it's not so much about English or Chinese. I mean, even Malay. I mean, I don't mind to watch any production which is good.
I'm sure.
So if a production there's Malay like Angelisms which involved in writing it, and then it's in Malay and Chinese. But then I enjoy it even though I don't understand Malay. So I think as long as the production is very good and worth it, I want to watch it.
Now, for me, I actually thought a star system might help to pull in a larger audience, as people are actually won over by the lure of star power. Now, so I talked to the artistic director of Drama Box, called Leong, Liang, about that. Now, if Drama Box would consider cultivating some stars or even drawing on the pool of local TV actors and get them into theatre, hopefully, and attract the huge Chinese TV drama audience we have in Singapore.
Okay, before we begin a discussion on that, well, Danny being board director on Drama Box would probably have your views on that, right? Whether Channel 8 stars can actually translate over to theatre. But let's take a look at the video first.
Let's see.